All right, trying this again because the first one was not wanting to work. Okay, so we're live, and I'm going to show you how to pick the right kind of foundation for your skin. That's first and foremost. I always want to give like a little bit of extra value when I do one of these, because maybe you don't use Younique and you're just kind of watching these because it gives you an opportunity to learn a little bit about makeup or whatever. I personally love to watch this sort of thing because it's like yoga for my mind. It's just relaxing, and I feel like I'm doing something productive with myself. And also, if you need me, I'm never taking off this zip up ever again. That's how I feel about that. Okay. All the spinach, because I have a double red blood donation happening in a few weeks, and I want to like supercharge my blood for that because I got turned down the other day to donate because my iron wasn't high enough. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to put on a little hydrating primer, and then I'm going to talk to you about all the different kinds of foundation that there are and why you would pick one over another. So first things first is hydrating primer. And we're just going to put a little of this on. It is my go-to for dry winter months. Huge, huge help, especially if you live where I live, which is in the Northeast, and it's just cold and dry. Although today it's 65 degrees and we don't know what we're doing with ourselves, to be very honest with you. Okay, so while the hydrating primer sets on my skin, I want to talk to you about different foundations and why they're good for certain people or not good for certain people. All right, so the first one I'm going to talk about is liquid foundation. So I personally love our liquid foundation. It's a water weight foundation. It's very thin, like water weight. It feels like a drop of water on your skin. This is good for all skin types, dry, oily, combination. It's got great buildable coverage. And it doesn't feel like anything is on your skin. This dries to a matte finish. So I personally think that this is one of our greatest ones and our most diverse amongst all the different kinds of skin type. The second one is BB cream. So BB cream, my skin is suffering so dry. I used the hydrating primer for the first time today. Oh my God, Nicole, you're gonna absolutely love it. The hydrating mask is also next level good, and I clearly live on Uplift Beauty Serum in the wintertime. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Marissa. Hi, Harika. Everybody say hi when you hop on. Okay, so BB cream. This is a tinted moisturizer. So if your skin is dry, BB cream is your friend. Sometimes I will combine BB cream with a few drops of the liquid foundation to bump up the coverage. But I love this just on its own. It's amazing. It makes your skin super glowy. This is a light to medium coverage. So if you don't like a full face, you still want to see your skin through it, this is incredible, and it hydrates your skin like whoa. Okay. Third type for dry skin would be our stick foundation. So this is new this year. I think it came out in March. This is incredible to lock in moisture in your skin. It's got two different kinds of non-pore clogging wax in it, and it just does incredible things for your skin. And then when I'm done with telling you all about these, you guys tell me which kind of foundation you want me to use, and I'll use that today. So stick foundation has incredible full coverage. You can literally cover tattoos with it if you need to. It's one of my favorites for coverage, blendability, and just ease of use. So that is this foundation right here, stick foundation. Then we have pressed, use my BB cream today too for that moisture. Nicole, you've got it. You could do this. I'm just going to hand the floor is now Nicole's. All right, so now we have pressed powder foundation. So pressed and loose powder foundation, same situation applies. This is best for normal to normal oily skin. So this is what I usually put on my under eyes. If you have aging skin, using a pressed powder on your under eye is going to be 100% better for you than using a cream concealer, because it's not going to set in the fine lines and wrinkles on your face. I personally love my Scarlet pressed powder for my under eyes and my Chenille pressed powder for contour. And I do use pressed powder a lot in the summer for a full face because it's not going to get like wonky as it gets humid or anything like that, or your skin gets really hot. So if you have oily skin or dry to oily skin, pressed powders are going to be great for you. And then the last is our newest foundation, which is spray foundation. I personally live for this. It has great 15-hour wear, full coverage, feels like there's nothing on your face whatsoever. And I feel like it's good for all skin types, even oily. So that's spray foundation. So I would say that spray and liquid are good for every single type of skin. BB cream and stick are good for all types of skin, but especially if you have dry skin. And pressed powder foundations are great for all types of skin, but especially if you have oily skin. So there's a couple of different ways. Some people love BB Flawless and then they top it with powder. You know, you can mix and match however feels right to you. Obviously I have all of these because this is what I do, is I demonstrate them, but I really don't have a clear favorite. It's hard for me to pick a favorite, but I want you guys to pick what kind of foundation we're going to use today. And then, I'll know what I'm going to use for contour and other things, but you guys tell me what kind of foundation you want to see me to use. And then that's what we'll go with today. Hi, Angeline. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Karen. How is everyone? All right, foundation, tell me what we're using and I will get going with it. Hi, Rosie. Nicole, you're always my go-to. What kind of foundation am I? Stick foundation. Stick it is. Okay, actually, I'm going to use stick foundation. Do you want a full stick routine? Because I could do stick for concealer, contour, and foundation, or do you want me to do like mix and match things? Because I can do both. All right, so we're going to start with Lace Stick Foundation while we wait for that vote to come in. I live for this. Yes. So we're going to use stick 3 ways. All right, roger that. All right, so this is Lace Stick Foundation. I love how, especially if you're traveling, this is the easiest thing to travel with because it can't break. It's so good. All right, so that is stick foundation. You can literally draw, you can write I love you across your forehead if you want to. You're just going to blend it in. If I had to have my husband do my makeup, this is one of the products I would probably choose for him to use because it's so easy to blend. All right, doing all 3 with stick, you got it. So I'm going to take, this is our kabuki brush. This is how I apply our stick foundation and how I apply our spray foundation. Hi, Kyrie. Literally, it is idiot proof. So I talk to a lot of people. And a lot of people tell me, oh my God, I could never do my makeup. Like, I just don't have that talent. Well, talent has nothing to do with applying this stuff. It's really, really easy. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit closer because I feel like I'm further away and other people that I watch do this are much closer. So we're going to give that a whirl. But you can see how easily the stick foundation blends out. And especially in the wintertime, I sell a ton of this because people just are like, I need the extra moisture in my skin. And the best part about it is it's very glowy. Why shouldn't we use our fingers to rub in foundation? I just feel like I don't get a good blend when I use fingers to rub in foundation. That's how I used to do it, like in high school. Like I just put it on my hands and rubbed it in. I personally don't think that I get a flawless or even coverage when I do that. I feel like the brush is way easier and faster. Okay, so that's stick foundation in the shade Lace. So I'm going to use Chenille for my contour and I'm going to use Scarlet for my under eye. So I'm going to draw both of these on my skin at the same time so that you can kind of see where I'm putting them and then we'll blend them together. So Scarlet is the same thing I use for concealer and the same thing I use for a pressed powder. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this underneath my eyes, down the center of my nose and on my forehead, under my nose, on my chin, and right above my jawline. And then for Chenille, hands down, the brush makes it so much easier and even on your skin. I could not agree more. All right, so now we're going to go in with Chenille, which is clearly much darker than your pal Megan is. And I'm just going to show you where I draw this on. So again, just like when I do Malibu bronzer, I sort of look for the top of my ear and I draw that line. Try not to, I came a little far forward here, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. I'm going to go on the sides of my nose. I'm going to go on my jawline. And I go a little bit up on that jawline, not just on the underside of it. You can see it tailors my face in like, hello, girl. I'm going to do my temples. I think we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna say this out loud because you're probably gonna be able to read it on my face in about 30 seconds. I always get super nervous when I do cream contour, and I don't know why. It always comes out fine, but as it's like when I first started, I'm like, I may have gotten myself in a little bit over my head just because there's like a lot of product to rub in at one time. But just take it one step at a time and you'll be fine. So I didn't wash my sponge because I was honestly thinking I was going to do something else today. So I'm just going to spray it with a little rose water to dampen it. And rose water is part of the kudos this month. So the first thing I'm going to do is blend in my contour. Because the one thing I do notice about blending in contour like this is that I always want to edit it back just slightly. Hi, Erica. So this is the Chenille contour, and you can see how easily it just sort of blends out. And you just want to sort of blend it back towards your hairline, not up towards your mouth. Like so. That's such a great finish. I have to just say, like, already, even though I'm not anywhere near done, it's a super smooth finish. All right, forehead, just kind of warming those temples up. Highlighting and contouring your face, if you haven't done it before, will make such a huge difference. Whenever I'm having a fat day, it's always a, guess who's going level 10 on the contour? This girl in the fuzzy sweater. Always, always. I can basically revive my self-esteem on a fat day with like a great contour. Not mad about it. Not ashamed. That's what we do. All right, jawline. I wish I knew these simple tricks, honestly, when I was pregnant. Because when I was pregnant with Chase, I looked like Fiona from Shrek. Like, my hair was fat. I didn't have ankles. I was absolutely a mess. That being said, I absolutely love to be pregnant. I would be pregnant again for everyone if I could, because it's my gift to the world. I would love to, Marissa. All right, so we're just blending that down a little bit more. Hi, Kristen. All right, and now we're going to switch over to the short side, and I'm going to blend in that Scarlet Stick foundation, and we will get to the nose, but I want to leave that for last. But you see why I did the Scarlet last is because, oh no, I'm definitely not fat. I'm actually feeling very like the most fit. However, I will say this. So I have totally scaled back how much salt I've been eating since my dad got sick. And one of the things with his heart kidney diet was really eliminating the salt in his diet. And so I also scaled way back on salt. And now when I have salt, I immediately get bloated. Like my joints get swollen and I can just see like extra water retention in my face and in my belly and everything. And it's 100% due to salt. So yesterday I had made vegan chili and I put Fritos on it, and I may have eaten a few extra handfuls of Fritos while I was doing that. And I woke up today and I honestly, like, I could feel the fluid build up in my body. So another reason for all of the green stuff today is I'm doing that power red donation, or that triple red, double red donation in a few weeks. And I'm trying to get like my iron levels really, really high up. But ever since everything happened with my dad, I've just been super aware of what I eat, what's in it, what it does to your body. You know, it's like I look at food a lot differently now, not just for like, first of all, I love food and I love cooking and it's my love language, but I look at it a little differently now and like the repercussions of certain things. All right, so I'm just going to press in those sides to contour with. All right, so that wasn't as scary as it usually was honestly. Maybe I'm just getting better at it. But that cream contour using the cream products is so good. And my skin looks like skin still. And it's just super glowy and dewy. So that being said, I want to put a little touch behold. I need your deets on donating. I think I'm O positive too. Okay, so O positive and O negative are super low right now. It doesn't take long. I would say a full donation is maybe 30 minutes. Let me lie. That's a lie. It's probably an hour. Laying there is probably 20 minutes, but just figuring out your paperwork. If you go and download the Red Cross app on your phone, you can literally get signed up so that if there's a donation coming up in your area, in your zip code, they'll send you a little alert. You can sign up for it, make an appointment for it, do your pre-registration right on the app. And then when you go in, they just check you in, take your blood pressure and your iron levels, and then you can donate. So it takes a lot of the waiting around out of it. I'm just going in with a little translucent powder while I do my blood draw spiel. But honestly, what's also cool about the app is that you can, O negative, oh my God, Marissa, you have to go. O neg is a universal donor, like for everyone, positive and negative. O positive, I can donate to anyone who is positive. I'm also this, Courtney, if you're still on, tell me what it is. It's CMY, I want to say. I'm CMY virus negative. And apparently something like 80% of adults have been exposed to this CMY virus. And it lives in your body for the rest of your life. And you're not going to get sick from it or anything. But people who are CMY positive, they can't use their blood to donate to infants and preemies and immunocompromised people. So if you are one of the 20% of adults that hasn't been exposed and donates blood, they need your blood like more than you could ever know. So whenever my blood gets donated, I always go to immunocompromised patients or to infants and preemies because they can't be exposed to that virus. So what's really cool on the CMV, thank you, Courtney. So Courtney is all up on this because she's going through this journey on the other side. She has a little boy who is constantly getting transfusions. And so she knows the importance firsthand of a patient and a family who relies on blood donation to feel good. And so like, it's people like Courtney that remind you how important donating blood is. And like, hopefully you never need a transfusion and you never know someone who needs one. But until you need something that can't be man-made, you don't understand how like, what an easy gift it is to give. I had a blood transfusion. Can I still donate? That's one of the questions on the little thing that they'll give you. They will ask you if you've had a blood transfusion and they will ask you when and where you had it. And that sort of changes. Like if you had a blood transfusion overseas, they're going to tell you no. But if you had a blood transfusion 10 years ago in the United States, then your blood goes through like a whole testing scenario. Like it goes through all kinds of different, whatevers in order to make sure that it's clean to give to patients, because the last thing they would ever want to do is, put someone in danger. So, all right, so just go in and they will test it and they'll put you through, or you can go to the Red Cross app and even send in a little inquiry or whatever, and they will tell you. They're excellent about making sure that people feel like they know what's going on and that they're like ready to donate. Even if you go to redcross.org, I think that question would probably be answered on there. Or just give them a call. We have a ton of local offices. I say we, like I'm in some way, shape, or form affiliated with American Red Cross. And I'm not. I just feel very passionately about like helping. And it's such an easy thing to do. But the magnitude of what you're able to do with something so simple is incredible. Like I sit there and I play Cartoon Blast or Candy Crush or whatever it is on my phone while I'm doing it. And then they're like, okay, you're all done. Like yesterday when I donated was my gallon donation. So that was 8 donations and it finally equaled to a gallon of blood that I've donated in the last year and a half. So I felt pretty good about that. I was going to say the really cool thing about the blood donor app on the Red Cross thing is that you can watch your You can watch your blood donation go through the different stages of testing, of transport, blah, blah, blah. And then you can watch it go to a patient, and it will tell you your blood is on its way to such and such hospital. Your blood has been donated and received. They don't ever identify the person, but the first time I ever donated, they sent me this really nice letter to thank me for my donation. And they said, your donation helped save the lives of 3 preemies in Rochester General Hospital. And I remember sitting at my kitchen counter and I was crying, like sobbing, crying. And my husband was like, oh my God, what happened? What's wrong? What's wrong? And I was like, I am a majestic unicorn and I saved 3 babies' lives. And he was like, here we go. And it was like, ever since I got that letter, it changed the way that I thought about it. It wasn't like, oh, this is a nice thing to do. It was like, I actually saved 3 people's lives. And I gave 3 moms their babies for a little bit longer until, until they needed someone else's blood. So anyway, I'm going to hop off of my soapbox and get back to makeup now. But that is exactly why you should donate. Enough said. Okay, so let's put a little blush on my non-flush cheeks. I'm going to have more spinach now. So I'm using the shade Supple, which is this really pretty like rusty apricot, and it's got a little bit of a shimmer to it. Hi, Stephanie. The other thing that I'm doing, and they had suggested this because I guess patients feel really good after this type of donation, is a double red donation. So that is where they take your blood out and they take, like it goes through the machine. If anyone wants to donate plasma, that's not a typical donation. You have to have a specific need for that. Plasma helps save others. That's what JJ needs. He needs the IgG from plasma, but many of you, there's a difference. I know you do. Yeah, so there's 3 different kinds of donations that you can make. A standard blood donation, a whole blood donation, a double red, or a plasma donation. So I'm doing the double red, which is where they take your blood out, it goes through, they take out what they need, and then they put your blood back into your body. So you're not actually losing blood volume. They're just taking out the portions of blood that is what helps people to recover and recoup. So I'm going to do one of those. It's a little more time consuming, but because there's such a huge shortage, they can make that donation go so much further than they can a whole blood donation. So what the girl told me to do was just like OD on vitamins and minerals, and especially things like iron and vitamin D. So that's why I'm eating spinach with every single meal at this point. And lots of water. Lots and lots of water. Okay, so what we don't have in blood donation, we make up for in eyeshadow or in eyebrow palettes. So I'm using the brow palette in the shade Brunette. This is a 2-year-old palette and I still use it all the time. I'm just going to do a really simple powder brow today using the Brow Artist brush. And what I do is I just very gently fill in by creating a line on the top and the bottom of my brow and then filling it in from the arch back to the tail. And then I just sort of shade in the front so that it looks natural. Hi, Tracy. So when you go in for a blood donation, they just have to like give you a really quick check over. They ask you a bunch of questions about like your sexual history, things like, if you're an IV drug user, if you've had intercourse with someone who's an IV drug user, if you're paid for sex, like, how many pregnancies you had. When was the last time you had a tattoo or a transfusion, if you've traveled to certain countries or if you've been out of the United States for any period of time, just things like that sort of help them identify blood that might be sort of at risk for certain things like malaria or, HIV, stuff like that. They also ask you if you've ever had like a blood disorder or leukemia or other blood cancers. And then once you get through that phase, they just take you and do your pulse, your blood pressure, and then they poke your finger and test your iron levels because they don't want to take your blood if you are low in iron or iron deficient because then you'll feel like caca afterwards. And honestly, a patient needs to receive like really good blood. And so they don't take your blood if you register less than a 12.5 on that hemoglobin scale. So that's another reason to eat red meat and drink a lot of iron-rich foods eat a lot of iron-rich foods like spinach, dark leafy greens, kale, all that jazz. And all of this information, not that I'm an expert or anything, I just do it every 6 weeks, can be found on the Red Cross website. So definitely go in and donate. You'll feel like a superhero afterwards, I promise. All right. We're Gucci. So let's see. We're just going to do simple today because honestly, I'm cleaning my house. We're doing our master bathroom over and there's just construction caca all over the place. And I don't know if you are anything like me. So my deal is when my surroundings are cluttered and messy, my mind is cluttered and messy and I can't hang. Like it makes me physically nervous and jittery. So I'm just trying not to get there by like organizing what I can. But if I took you on a little home tour right now, most of you would be in a padded room with me. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Michelle. All right, so we're going to go in with palette 1 because this is my like lovely, easy, neutral brown palette. And I'm just going to do a super soft brown smoky eye. And I'm going to start with the shade Chipper. And I'm actually going to go a little bit backwards today. And I'm going to put Chipper on my eyelid. Normally, I go lighter on my lid and darker on my crease. But I want to try something new today because you don't come on here to watch me get ready to see the same old same. So we're going to put Chipper with my Younique blending brush all over my eyelid and sort of do a little bit of a darker yet very accessible eye. Do you know if it's true that Red Cross only donates in emergencies? I know the CSL plasma centers donate to local hospitals without the need for emergency, but I was told that Red Cross only goes to emergencies. I actually don't know that, Courtney, but that's a really good, well, they must donate to regular hospitals because mine, whenever I follow my blood story, mine always goes to a hospital and not outside of that. Like when it went to Rochester General, it went up to the NICU. So, and that wasn't like a natural disaster or anything like that. So I want to say that American Red Cross just fulfills the need for blood everywhere. And what they told me was right now, the need for O types only has a 3-day supply window, meaning that if no one donated any more O, there would only be enough O for 3 days here in the United States, which is very scary because you need that, especially if there's a default and they don't know what kind of blood you are, you get an O negative. My grandfather was O negative and he had some kind of amazing antibody. And it was super coveted. And so the Red Cross used to ask him to donate all the time. And in fact, they would ask him to donate more than every 6 weeks, which is the recommended wait time in between donations. So I like to think that when I do this, I'm like refilling my karma bank in honor of my grandfather because he was such an amazing human being. Okay, so we're going to go in with this shade Forthright, and I'm going to put this on my Younique Deluxe brush. So this is like a very dense angled brush, and I'm just going to pop the JJ's IVIG, what he gets is also low, but luckily if he can't have his transfusion, family and friends can donate to him. If you ever got into a situation, Courtney, where that was a situation, just call me. I would be happy to go hook myself up to some JJ. You just call, girl. It's so scary when you think about the things that you took for granted or what have you, and you don't know until you actually need them what goes into having it. When Dylan was very young, he was only 14 months old, we went to Florida, and he had a bacterial blood infection. And we were our entire vacation was spent in the Fort Myers Golisano Children's Hospital on IV antibiotics for a Haemophilus influenza type B infection throughout his body. No idea how he got it. This has been eradicated for hundreds of years. The infectious disease doctors were totally perplexed how my 14-month-old baby, who never really left the house, got this influenza virus. And you don't realize, like, until you get stuck in a healthcare situation, how scary it is, and how, like, you're looking around, like, for someone to throw you a lifeline and translate what these people are telling you into words you can understand. And you really do have to just kind of step up and, like, handle the situation, which sucks, because if you're not in the medical profession especially, it's so overwhelming. And going through everything I just went through with my dad with his heart failure, it was so scary, and you feel very helpless, but you have to, like, dive in and just do whatever you can. And I feel like, you know, if more people took that seriously and took their health seriously when it was good, then you have, like, a greater appreciation for when it's not good. Again, my soapbox today, I can't get off of it. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of this shade Swanky on the back of my finger, and I'm just going to pop it in the center of my eye really quickly, just to kind of give it a little zhuzh, because, you know, I'm a little extra. Let's be real. I'm a little swanky too. You good. It's, you know, I'd like to talk about these things because I think a lot of people don't understand, like, oh, I donated blood or whatever, but I don't think you understand the benefit to people who have to rely on it. So, you know, hop up on your soapbox, because it's super important for everybody. Like, even if you don't have a condition that needs to be managed, like, you don't know when you're going to get into a car accident, or, you know, there's going to be a surgical issue and you're going to need a transfusion. So you just never know until you need it. All right, so I'm going in with Epic 4D mascara. So this is Wonderment in a tube. It lengthens and elongates, separates your lashes. It's the best mascara, hands down. And I always do 2 coats of it, just in case you're wondering what the deal is. It's always a 2-coater. I often use lash primer, but I kind of just wanted to edit down my amount of stuff I show you on videos, because I can feel like sometimes people are like, all right, whoa, Nelly, you're a little carried away. We don't have all this stuff. And so I'm trying to pare it down. All right, so second coat is all good. Also, the Presenters Kit this month is incredible. $99 for $455 worth of full-size products. You don't have to sell makeup to enjoy the kit. So if you look at the kit and you want the stuff that's in it, just let me know and I can tell you how to get it. But there's no obligation to be, like, doing lives or anything like that. It's totally up to you if you want to turn it into a business. Okay, so I'm going to take the wand and just use whatever's left over on it to do my under eye lashes, my lower lashes. I have a aversion to tarantula lash, so I try not to go too heavy on it. But I do like to darken them up a little bit. Okay. So let's go in with a little highlight. I'm going in with Benevolent today, just this really pretty soft golden flush color. And we're going to tickle that right on the top of our cheekbones. Make that skin glow. On the tip of our nose. And on our Cupid's bow. And let's go in with the lippy for today. So I'm going to do a really simple lip. I'm going in with Prudent lip liner and Sympathetic Splash liquid lipstick. So Prudent is the lightest shade that I like to use. It's Courtney, get at me, girl. The mascara is life. You will absolutely love it. So Prudent is as light as I personally go, because I don't want, like, negative space around my lip. But these liners are incredibly buttery soft. What I like best about lining your lips is it helps your lipstick to stay on like 3 to 4 times longer, and it helps you just perfect the shape of your lip to whatever you want it to be. Okay. hold please. I can't really talk while I'm lining. Okay, so like I said, this is an easy liner to wear. It's not going to be like if you watch The Real Housewives of New Jersey, when Jennifer wore like dark brown lip liner and Marge told her it looked like a monkey's butthole. Oh my God, I died because I see that all the time and it drives me nuts also. All right, so we're going to go in with Sympathetic Splash Liquid Lipstick. This is one of my favorites. It's a neutral, but it's a little bit orangey, and I personally like that tone on myself. So with Splash, you want a dry lip, don't have other product on it, and I always clean the wand off of like 50% of the stuff on it. And I do a sweep. And don't rub your lips together. Courtney, tap on my nose, a description box will pop up, and you just click that link and then go to Eyes Mascara. Hi, Allison. I'm good. How are you? Or, Courtney, I will send you a link if that's easier. I can put it in like a shopping cart and send it right over to you, so it's easy to do. If you guys ever need like specific things, just message me. And I can fill up a shopping cart with your actual products and shades in it and then send it right over to you because it's so much easier to check out that way if you're not used to the website. Okay. Yeah, I'm not getting the nose tapping thing. Don't worry. I will send you over that. All right, so we're going to do a little Jaclyn Hill trick, which is, if you don't know who Jaclyn Hill is, she's like an incredible makeup artist and created her own palettes, and they're wonderful. So I'm going to go in with this short little flat brush and that Benevolent highlighter, and watch this. So you just put a little highlight right on the top. And it just like zhuzhes up that top lip a little bit. And then I put a little right here in the center. Like so. It sort of sets your lip off a little bit. I just live for it. Now, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to add a little bit of extra chenille just to that contour because I want it to be slightly darker. I went a little light on it because, like I told you, when I contour with cream, I get a little nervous. So we're just going to add a little chenille pressed powder. Darken that up a little. For me, I need a lot of color on my face because I'm incredibly fair-skinned, especially this time of year. Okay, we're Gucci. All right, so guys, I can't wait to cut my hair. Oh God, it's driving me nuts. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of setting spray to my face. This is gonna keep your makeup in place all day long. I can't wait to cut my hair. I'm ready for short hair again. And I didn't think I would say that, but we're ready. All right, so I took a before today, which I never do. And I'm going to take an after so you can kind of see the difference in a little bit of glam. But all these products, super easy to wear. If you need me to create a shopping cart for you like I'm going to do for Courtney, all you have to do is ask. Easy peasy. I will be on tomorrow, so if there's anything anybody wants to see specifically, just let me know, and then I will tailor tomorrow's video to that. Skincare is all on sale this month, so if you have any skincare goals, 2020, let's tackle them together. The Uology is literally custom fit to your skin, what your skin needs, how to get there. So if you need me to walk you through those steps, I can do that as well. Other than that, I will take a picture and I will list all the products that I used in today's live underneath the picture so you can kind of follow along. And as always, if you have any questions, all you have to do is ask. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow before we go to Monster Jam. This is what boy moms do. They go to monster truck rallies and Just, that's how they spend their Sunday. Tequila. All right, I love you guys. Thank you for logging in. If you would be so kind as to network this video around, it helps me so much. You have no idea. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.